and you're looking at this in retrospect, you've got to understand that you would have been thinking the sky was falling and that this thing was going to continue to push lower. And you can see that that is at least initially confirmed by the histogram. And this, the calculation isn't quite right here, but you can see the histogram is pushing lower. Okay? Well, now, as the market starts to move back up and come back down, the question is, all right, well, is the market going to do this again, where it just pops up and pushes lower for another round to the downside? So as the market is moving down, we have an opportunity to check against the histogram. Is the histogram posting a lower strength? Meaning, is the pound really weak against other currency pairs? And as the pound starts to move up, is the currency getting stronger overall, or is it getting weaker? In other words, does the strength stay low like it did over here? You can see that in general, in this area on the chart where I've circled it, let me move this up just a little bit if I can. I think I've locked up my MetaTrader. Yeah, I have. Okay. So MetaTrader is no longer responding. Great. I love computers, don't I? Okay, so if the strength is staying low, hopefully you can imagine with me. Imagine, if you will, friends, what I'm talking about. If the currency is staying low, as the market is moving down, that is going to indicate overall weakness in the currency and that the trend should continue. So we get a bit of a dual benefit out of this kind of indicator, in that we have an indicator which will give us a reversal, meaning what's the likelihood that the market will continue. So, for example, when the market's down here, if you don't want to buy, or I'm sorry, if you don't want to sell, once it bounces up and starts to break through this low, is the histogram lower? And you can see that it is. So the strength overall with the pound is low. Okay, so that's giving you a confirmation that the trend is continuing. If the US dollar British pound is weak and the histogram is pushing down, that's indicating to you that overall the pound is weak, which means they're selling pounds, which means that it's likely to break through this low. Okay? We can also use it as an extreme reading, where if we as an overbought, oversold kind of indicator. In other words, if we see the market is down here at an extreme, and we see that the histogram has moved to an extreme, again, that gives us an opportunity to enter in on a 3-bar reversal. We can look to the left, ask ourselves, is the market in a support area? Do we see any kind of Fibonacci retracements? So it acts as a very nice confirming indicator. And then the last tool, which is more of an intraday momentum indicator than anything else, you can see that this just looks like an oscilloscope down here, almost like we're watching somebody's heartbeat. When we go down to the smaller time frames, like a 30-minute or even a 15-minute, and a little bit on the hourly, what this will do is register basically how many trades are going through per second. So what's the speed of trading? Because remember, as the market breaks through a low, or it starts to pick up off of a low, or it starts to move down off of a high, you're going to want to see that this volume starts to drop down. Well, why do we want to see that? Well, think about it. If the market's trading down and we're anticipating a reversal, we don't want to see that that the trades are speeding up. We want to see that the trades are starting to slow down, because that's how the market is going to be able to turn itself around. So again, here we can use this as a divergence kind of indicator where we want to see